Robb Field at Shippensburg University. PCN presents the Class 3A State Softball Championship. It will feature the Neshaminy Redskins with a record of 23-4. They will take on the Tigers of North Allegheny with a record of 21-6. Good afternoon and welcome everyone. Chris Michael along with Joe Hoffman. Happy to have you with us on PCN for the third game of our triple header. Some good ball games so far. It's kind of like old home week as we gather here today for the Class 3A game. Once again, meeting up with Rick Meister, the head coach of North Allegheny, and Kathleen Mullins, the head coach of Neshaminy. And it's a game, as of course last year, these two same teams battle against each other. Joe, we've talked about all afternoon how hard it is for one team to get back here, but it just boggles the mind when you think about both teams making it all the way back here to Shippensburg for the second straight year. Well, and it boggles the mind because both teams had to undergo substantial personnel changes to do it. North Allegheny, of course, has changed pitchers since last year. Liz Vrabel has come and gone. And we have an interesting story today that this may be Sam Krasnick's last game. She's intending to go to University of Illinois to study civil engineering, and at least as of now is not planning on playing intercollegiate softball. So you're in a situation where, how do you feel if the last game of your career is for a second consecutive state championship? North Allegheny won this contest last year by a 7-1 score. As we get a look at the starting lineups, North Allegheny will bat first, be the visiting team. They'll go with Carrie Steigerwald leading off and playing center field. Jill Dorsch returns at catcher this year. She will bat second. Lily Matuziak at third base batting third. Stacy Zatazalo plays first base and bats cleanup. Morgan Howard plays in right field and bat fifth. Batting sixth and playing shortstop, Amy Phillips. Ashley Nicketser plays left field and bats seventh. Becky Wilker pitches and bats eighth. And batting ninth and playing second base, Amanda Howard. For Neshaminy defensively, McAteer, Ludlow, and Varillo around the outfield from left to right. Nemeth, Gannon, field, and Dacey in the infield. Janzer is behind the plate, and Tracy Silvestro, the best named secret on the Neshaminy team as far as who was be starting. Earlier in the week we checked. They said, well, we haven't made up our mind who's going to start, but Tracy Silvestro, who has been the #1 pitcher throughout this year for Neshaminy, will be getting the nod here for the championship game. Unfortunately, some actions a few moments ago before we came on the air during the warm-ups. Jackie King, one of the catchers, was involved in an incident right before the game. And the ball went off her glove, hit her right in the face, and she was down for several moments. Normally, before the game, we're talking with coaches, a lot of positive talk, some joking going on, media people getting together, fans getting ready for their seats, and everything went eerily quiet for about 7 minutes during the warm-ups while Neshaminy, actually North Allegheny, was taking their activities. Both teams were out loosening up, and it appears to be she's okay. She got up and walked off under her own power, but they are still continuing to look at her in the dugout. And we'll pass along any word we have on her condition. King was not in the starting lineup anyway, but we'll see what Neshaminy does, and hopefully she will be okay. Well, Neshaminy has had to battle through so much of a competitive nature that this additional incentive might really work either way. They came in as the #3 team out of District 1, having lost to Pennsbury in the district semifinals and having to win a consolation game to even get in. That matched them up right off the bat with District 3 champion Warwick, where they won 1-0. Then they had to come to what turned out to be Emmaus High School's home field for a Thursday game and beat Emmaus 3-1. And then, as if to cap it all off, after a rain out, the last game before Shippensburg, they had to play Pennsbury again. They went 17 innings and won 1-0. This is really an incredibly resilient Neshaminy team who lost 1-0 in 10 last year in the state final. And now they just have additional energy and motivation to play for. But this is going to be one terrific softball game. North Allegheny just about finished with their warm-up, infield and outfield drills. So we'll be back with the first pitch of the Class 3A State Softball Championship game right after this on PCN.
College costs are skyrocketing. I recommend we put you in Pennsylvania's TAP 529 program. College savings presently grow federal and Pennsylvania tax-free. Save for college at almost any private or public college in the country. And there are many new investment options to choose. It's all right here.
Pennsylvania's TAP 529. Call, go online, or talk with your financial advisor.
So, what do you think?
Sounds like a plan, honey.
PCN Tours, Pennsylvania Cable Network's series of video visits to manufacturing plants, is now available in book form. To the book, send a check for $26 payable to the Pennsylvania Cable Network, 401 Fallowfield Road, Camp Hill, Pennsylvania 17011. Visa and MasterCard may also be used for PCN Tours book purchases by calling the network toll-free at 1-866-PCN-8433. Prices include shipping and state sales tax.
Welcome back to Robb Field at Shippensburg University, just moments away from North Allegheny versus Neshaminy, the sequel. As we'll have the second meeting between these two teams here at the Shippensburg Field. North Allegheny will be batting first, and each team, as we go on this afternoon, each team has some unique features to them, not necessarily on the field, but with singing and traditions for starting lineups that we'll talk about. For one, and we talked about this a little last year, North Allegheny, their official song is Build Me Up Buttercup, a song from the 1960s that they were singing here before they came out to take infield practice. And they, the reason that we talked about this last year, but if you didn't see last year's broadcast, they went down to Disney World, somebody had heard that song, and it just has caught on for some unknown reason. In fact, on their warm-up jerseys, they have the word Buttercup written. And of course, that means something to all the players and the coaching staff, but as long as it's not rap music, I certainly don't mind hearing Build Me a Buttercup before each Class 3A championship.
Well, it's interesting in a way. North Allegheny has to do this sort of gentle two-step between celebrating the fact that they're coming back for a repeat of a state championship and giving this individual team the recognition that it is due. They have good ball players, but I don't know that anyone expected this return appearance after the change of pitchers. But the work that they've gotten out of Sarah Krastek this year has been exemplary, and I think she would like nothing better than to conclude her high school and perhaps her softball career with a state championship. On the other side of the coin, Neshaminy, a 17-inning game where Shannon McAteer got the game-winning hit. Now, that game was 2 outs away from being called on account of darkness. So when you talk about clutch teams, I think the Red and Black have proven that they earned that moniker many times over.
Saw the numbers on Tracy Sylvester, a definite strikeout pitcher, 161 strikeouts, 134 innings, just 12 walks allowed, 10 runs given up, only 6 of them earned. Has pitched to a 14-3 record and has an ERA of .43 as she squares off against Carrie Stegerwald to lead things off for North Allegheny. Carrie comes in batting at .362. Has 35 hits, 8 doubles, 3 triples, and 15 RBI.
Carrie's one of the premier ball players in the Northeast and has been for a couple of years now.
The wind and the 1-0 pitch around a bunt. She has good speed. On it is Stacy. Throw to first in time to nail her on a close play at first base.
That was a terrific play all the way around. Very well placed by Steigerwalt, but very sound defensive coverage here.
And that'll bring up Jill Dorsch, the catcher. Saw her last year, .448 hitter. 34 hits, 2 doubles, a triple, and 6 RBI. Nemeth and Dacey, the third and first baseman, come in a little bit at the corners. Tonight's umpires, Eugene Albassi behind the plate, Edward Zeck at first, Joe Mecca at second, and Frank Wattis on at third base. 2 well officiated games for our Class A games. Dorsch back in the box. 1-0 pitch.
Ball.
Missed low, 2-0.
Fans should notice how close North Allegheny crowds the plate, particularly these first 4 batters. This is a foursome that any team in the state would like to have, and they are extremely aggressive. As a matter of fact, they're even wiping out the inside batter's box line.
Foul back to the screen, 2 balls and 1 strike the count.
got you in the shoulder?
Lily Matuziak, who is the on-deck hitter, nearly got hit by that foul ball as it came off the screen. Silvestri ready. 2-1 pitch. Change up, fouled back to the screen again.
Dorsch is in on that plate so tight that when she bends her knees, they're almost in the strike zone.
And you get a huge argument if she gets hit by that pitch ball and the pitch is in the strike zone.
Well, you might get the argument, but she's going to get first base.
Oh, yeah. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Change up, swing and a miss, struck her out. First strikeout for Silvestri.
Number 2, Lily Matuziak.
Lily Matuziak steps in, a .387 hitter, 4 doubles, 2 triples, 18 RBI. Corner infielders backing up just a couple steps. First pitch low for ball 1. It's been the first time today we've had the leadoff base runner in the first inning retired. 1-0 pitch. That one right there for strike 1. If you missed it earlier in the Class A game, South Williamsport won 11-0. And then Nanticoke followed it up with a 4-0 shutout over Carter, the Class 2A game. But yes,
Matuziak is really winding up before each pitch here. It's almost as if she's trying to turn a crank.